No. I am your father.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 most rewatched movie scenes ever.
No! Don't touch it! Don't touch it!
For this list, we're looking at scenes, whether it be because of a mistake they left in, a fun Easter egg, epic action, or something else entirely, that we just can't help watching over and over again. What movie scenes can you not get enough of? Let us know in the comments. Number 20. Jack's death, Titanic. Given how much the movie made at the box office, it's probably fair to say that Titanic is one of the most rewatched movies of all time, regardless of specific scenes. But when it does come to specific scenes, that one at the end with Leonardo DiCaprio hanging onto the door has gotta be one of them.
Stay on, Rose.
And sure, there are many of us who'll rewatch it for the emotional impact of Jack giving his life to save Rose. But if we're being honest, most of us have gone back to that scene in order to determine if we think both parties could have survived on the floating piece of wreckage. Especially after the Mythbusters did it.
And we were able to prop up our bodies on the boards so that most of our body mass was actually outside of the water. Based on that, we gotta say, this is plausible. Rose and Jack could have survived.
Number 19. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Gentlemen prefer blondes.
But square cut or pear shape, these rocks don't lose their shape. Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
While there may be some debate as to whether gentlemen really prefer blondes or not, there's no question that gentlemen prefer Marilyn Monroe. One of the greatest movie stars of all time, Monroe continues to be a cultural phenomenon today, over 6 decades since her passing. One of her most iconic movie moments, along with the subway grate scene in The 7-Year Itch, is her rendition of Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend in the 1953 film Gentlemen Prefer Blondes.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Madonna seemed to think so too, and even paid homage to the scene in her 1985 video for her song Material Girl.
And I am a material girl. You know that we are living in a material world. And I am a material girl.
Number 18. Jimmy Buffett, Jurassic World. When Jurassic World came out in 2015, those of us who missed the franchise so dearly were excited to have it back in our lives.
Jurassic World exists to remind us how very small we are, how new. You can't put a price on that. Now please, we're flying.
This excitement is what likely made most of us miss some of the small details and Easter eggs when they came across the screen. Or, in this case, ran across the screen holding a couple of margaritas. In the years since the film's release, we'll admit to returning frequently enough to watch the Main Street Dino Attack just to see if the cocktail guy is in fact Jimmy Buffett. And, just in case you haven't already gotten confirmation, it is indeed. Number 17. Oh Captain, My Captain, Dead Poets Society. As one of the great comedic geniuses of his generation, there are plenty of moments from Robin Williams' career we can turn to if we need a good laugh.
I had to stop drinking alcohol because I used to wake up nude in the hood of my car with my keys in my ass. Not a good thing. Hi, can I help you? No, thanks. It's just flooded. I'll be okay.
But Williams proved throughout his career that he could also make us cry. One of his first forays into drama was the great 1989 film Dead Poets Society, where he played the enthusiastic and unconventional English teacher John Keating. Who saw that film and didn't come out of it wishing they had a teacher like Keating?
We're going to talk about Shakespeare as someone who writes something very interesting. Now, many of you have seen Shakespeare done very much like this. Oh, Titus, bring your friend hither.
Williams' ability to make us care so deeply for his character was what made that final scene that much more powerful. When those students get up on their desks and declare, "Oh Captain, my Captain," we're tearing up already.
This is your final warning, Anderson. How dare you? Do you hear me?
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Number 16. Anti-gravity fighting, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. While the wuxia genre of martial arts film has a long history in China, North American audiences in the year 2000 had never really seen anything like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Instead of big explosions and bloody fistfights, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was a ballet of beautifully choreographed anti-gravitational action. Two of the most notable scenes are the nighttime rooftop chase and the amazing battle above the bamboo forest. The wire work movement was, and still is, eminently rewatchable, and was highly influential on the next generation of action movies.
为什么非要缠着我？
还是那句话，我来教你进去。
Number 15. Heather's Terrified Close-Up, The Blair Witch Project. It might seem hard to believe these days, but back in 1999 when The Blair Witch Project was released, many thought the movie was made with actual found footage. The promotion around the film when it premiered listed the actors as missing or deceased, and the heavy internet marketing was highlighted by one very memorable scene.
It is my fault. Because it was my project. And I insisted. on everything.
Heather's terrified and teary-eyed close-up was the key to the entire film. The internet and trailer-watching audience needed to buy into it for the movie to succeed. And boy, did it ever! As much as this scene was rewatched following the film's release, it was probably rewatched just as much online leading up to the movie being in theaters.
I'm scared to close my eyes. I'm scared to open them.
Number 14. Skull Overlay, Psycho. One of the most influential horror films of all time, Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho has many memorable moments, with maybe the most obvious being the shower scene. That is a moment that's been rewatched for decades by not only fans, but filmmakers and film historians analyzing and breaking down every edit and angle of the iconic scene. And then there's the moment at the end of the movie just as the scene fades from Norman Bates at the police station to Marion's car being pulled out of the swamp. Look closely and you'll see the image of a skull overlaid on Bates's face during the transition.
They'll see and they'll know, and they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
If you haven't rewatched this one yet, you probably will now. Number 13. The Cue Cards, Love Actually. The cue card scene from Love Actually is easily one of the most rewatched movie scenes ever. But what's interesting about it is the evolution of its rewatchability.
It's carol singers.
Give him a quid and tell him to bugger off.
Originally, it was generally referenced as one of the most romantic moments in a movie packed to the brim with romance. Mark's declaration of love for Juliet, his best friend's wife, was a guy putting himself out there and willing to get hurt for love. However, in the last decade or so, the prevailing view of this scene has changed, with many pointing out that Mark is a bad friend, not to mention the borderline stalker vibes of it all. Still, whether you, like Raj, see it as the height of romance or want to cancel it, we're all still rewatching it. Number 12. Kaiser Soze Reveal, The Usual Suspects. Spoiler alert, the movie came out in 1995, but if somehow you've managed to avoid knowing the ending of The Usual Suspects for almost 30 years now, you might want to skip this one. And go watch the movie.
Convince me. And tell me every last
back when I was in that barbershop quartet in Skokie, Illinois. Where's your head, Agent Kuyan?
What we need to do is think. Think back.
I'm sure you've heard many tall tales.
Okay, now can the rest of us talk about how awesome that twist was? Along with the revelation of Roger Verbal Kint comes with the reveal of all the random items around the LAPD office that he used when crafting his story and the characters therein. The first time you see it, it's amazing, but it also begs to be rewatched with eyes wide open in an effort to even better connect all the dots.
He mentioned Kaiser Soze. Who? After that, my guess is you'll never hear from him again.
Number 11. The Spinning Top, Inception. Is Leonardo DiCaprio's character in the real world or in a dream at the end of Inception?
Something you once knew. That this world is not real.
Well, the only way to know for sure is to see if that spinning top stops or continues to spin indefinitely. But the problem is the movie cuts out before we can see it fall or not. Or does it? Given the importance of that moment, many have gone back and watched and rewatched those final seconds in an effort to determine the top's fate. Is it leaning just a little as if about to hit the table? There are those who swear this is the case, while others are not as convinced. Guess we'll have to watch it again. Number 10. The final battle, Avengers Endgame. The Avengers spend most of Endgame assembling the Infinity Stones to bring their friends back. Right as they do so, however, Thanos attacks them and sets off a brawl involving numerous fighters from across the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
A grateful universe.
Born out of blood.
They'll never know it. Because you won't be alive to tell them.
The returning heroes provide a lot of blink-and-you'll-miss-it appearances, along with a satisfying assemble battle cry.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Captain Marvel's entrance is also spectacularly explosive, and her fistfight with Thanos has some gasp-inducing hits too. Though Iron Man and Captain America had a much more emotionally charged bout in Captain America Civil War, shots like Cap lifting Thor's hammer left us even more amazed. Plus, the excessive amounts of jokes and Easter eggs in this scene require multiple views just to catch them all.
Touch.
You missed the first time. Then you got them both the second time.
Number 9. Electric Slide, Police Story. An evil crime lord sends his goons into a mall to attack Selena, so Jackie Chan's character Kakui runs in to save her. To shoot this scene, Chan has to free run through stores and across multiple levels to chase the bad guys down. But when he suddenly has to get from the top floor to the ground, Jackie leaps onto a pole to slide all the way down. The mesmerizing drop plays out in one take, as you watch Chan crash through dozens of light bulbs. It's the stunt's insane danger factor, however, that has us replaying it so much. And considering Jackie Chan's burns and injuries from the shoot, it only seems fair that this fall plays 3 times in the movie itself. Number 8. Satellite Drop, Cloverfield. After a monster terrorizes New York City, Cloverfield shows us footage from long before the attack. As our hero Rob enjoys a date at Coney Island, a mysterious black dot zooms to the water in time with a digital beep.
I had a good day.
Though it requires repeat viewings to properly spot this quick Easter egg, fans developed theories that it was a satellite. J.J. Abrams actually confirmed this idea as part of a tie-in with the movie's viral marketing campaign. However, Abrams also left the door open for the theory that the dot was potentially the escape pod from the end of the Cloverfield paradox. J.J. Abrams and his fans have inadvertently encouraged even more replays of the shot too, thanks to the arguments they've built around it. Number 7. Pop culture extravaganza, Ready Player One. In an effort to stop innovative online industries from taking over the virtual reality world of Oasis, Parzival leads an army of players to stop them.
First to the key!
Since players customize their avatars after other famous icons, their fight has more iconic pop culture characters than you can spot in one try. While fighters from Overwatch and Halo appear right in front of the camera, it's easy to miss Battletoads, Gremlins, and even He-Man in the chaos. The fast camera movements and wide shots make it hard to notice the likes of Sonic or the mech from Aliens too. And despite plenty of overt Terminator and Child's Play references, the scene is also subtle enough to warrant dozens of rewatches. Number 6. The Closing Whisper, Lost in Translation. Charlotte and Bob's overlapping trips to Japan spark a magical friendship that helps them both enjoy themselves. As he gets ready to head back to America, however, Bob chases after Charlotte to say a proper goodbye. After a tear-jerking hug, he mumbles into her ear. Since only their okays can be heard among the street noise, the whisper teases viewers to rewind the scene over and over. Some fans actually play with the movie's audio to try and hear it too. Though people have different ideas of what's said, director Sofia Coppola insists it's only meant for Bob and Charlotte to know. Nevertheless, this quiet farewell still has fans perplexed to this day. Number 5. Head Explosion, Scanners.
I would like to scan all of you in this room, one at a time.
Leave it to David Cronenberg to shock and fascinate audiences at the same time. In his supernatural thriller, a company named Consec is demonstrating their new psychic scanner agents with a live mind reading. Surprisingly, the volunteer is actually a much stronger scanner who gives the presenter a fatal headache. The brutal carnage of the effect looks so real that you have to see it a few times to be sure it's fake. Plus, the blast and music cap off the scene so intensely that you'll likely go back again just to appreciate how amazingly this violent moment plays out. Number 4. Lobby Shootout, The Matrix.
No one has ever done anything like this.
That's why it's going to work.
The digital world of The Matrix is meant to trap humans, so Morpheus is kidnapped when he tries to fight against it. As Neo and Trinity head into a building to save him, they send the whole ground floor into a flurry of bullets and gymnastics. The flips and kicks are stunning to watch, especially the debris flying around everyone.
Shit!
The Propellerhead song Spy Break truly amps up the energy as well. Neo's backbending dodges are certainly visually striking, but the clever blend of film speeds enhances the action more. The slow motion also means you won't miss much in the scene, but it's such a high-octane moment that you'll want to rewatch it anyway. Number 3. Pool Fantasy, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Mom, know you have company?
It's just Mark and Mike from school.
Brad's last year at Ridgemont High School sees him losing his job and girlfriend just when things are looking good. He does, however, get obsessed with Linda, whom he catches swimming in a bikini one fateful day at his house. Brad's mind wanders in spectacular fashion as he imagines her coming out of the water like a supermodel.
You know how cute I always thought you were.
The over-the-top posing from actress Phoebe Cates and some mist enhance the sexual fantasy aspect of this dream, appealing to viewers just as much as Brad. While the lesbian pool scene in Wild Things is progressive and steamy, Fast Times ups the ante with a bikini drop. And frankly, it's difficult not to revisit Kate's slow-motion strutting thanks to the sensual filmmaking behind it. Number 2. Truck Chase, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. The second time an evil Terminator comes to kill John Connor, we find out there's also a friendly Terminator trying to save him. But when the malevolent robot hunts John down in a truck, our young hero drives into a flood control channel just to escape it. The machine doesn't hesitate, however, and drops right down to ram John's bike. The scene is packed with unbelievable moments to enrich repeat viewings, especially the massive jumps into the channel. Arnold Schwarzenegger's gun flipping and the explosive finale add some badass imagery to the moment as well. With the tense music tying all these awesome moments together, there are a lot of reasons to take in this chase again and again. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Trooper Hits His Head, Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope.
There's no one here.
With the Galactic Empire chasing Luke and his rebel friends through space, they hide away on the Death Star. As C-3PO tries to help Luke from a control room, however, he's rushed by a group of noticeably clumsy stormtroopers. One soldier's hilarious blunder happens just fast enough to miss at first.
Take over. Need a hint.
Second viewing, on the other hand, shows the hit, and the actor comically fixing his mask as well. Director George Lucas even nods to the blooper in the re-release of the film by giving the hit a loud sound effect. With the charm that this goof adds to the movie, it's no wonder that fans still rewatch this hilarious cinematic accident. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.